Yo, what's going on? If you've been with the channel for a while, maybe about a year ago, you've been around for a year, you've probably saw this story about this ridiculous scam before. It was probably one of the most ridiculous, unintelligent scams that I've ever seen. But one thing we see often is history repeats itself. And now a young woman pulled a similar scam, and she's being identified as the world's dumbest criminal. So we're going to take a look back, and then we're going to take a look forward at the current video, the current crime, and see if it's as foolish as her namesake over the internet has been. As always, I'm Marcus. Here we do attorney reactions to current news, trending events. I invite you to subscribe, share, like, comment, all of that good stuff. Let's dive into the video.
10 people are now facing charges for a fraud scheme at a Hardee's restaurant in Michigan City. Administrators in LaPorte County, Indiana, noticed some irregularities back in September, saying large amounts of money had been transferred into inmates' accounts. Police say 3 Hardee's employees photographed customers' credit and debit card numbers at the drive-thru in August and September, then sent money to inmates to get them out of jail.
Okay, now we have to pause this because there's a few things we got to talk about. I'm going to put the link to this video above so you all can see it. But let me actually go ahead and change my camera view because we got to break this down, okay? Taking pictures of people credit cards at the drive-thru, using it to pay bonds of your friends or family members or associates or whoever who are criminal is pretty stupid. It's easy to identify. So I thought this was a very dumb scheme, but now we're going to take a look at the spinoff of this scheme that appears even dumber. Now, before we go, every time I see this mugshot, I have to talk. Someone needs to investigate law enforcement. I said it then, I said it now, but the sister on the top right hand corner, I don't know what the hell happened to her, but the cops were completely wrong. There's no way she looked like that before she went into custody. So someone needs to conduct an investigation because everybody looks relatively normal, but this sister, I don't know if she got her ass whipped, if she had an allergic reaction to a bee sting, but someone needs to look into the law enforcement there because that's actually crazy. Now, let's pivot, take a look at the current story to see which one is more ridiculous and does she actually satisfy the criteria of the world's dumbest criminal. Let's dive in.
We have new information on that Whataburger worker accused of stealing a customer's credit card info to pay her court fines. Police.
Whatever. Let's just get through the video. But by my face, you can tell that it's dumb because you've committed a crime stealing the credit card information to pay the court fine, which is associated with you in your name. This is already given much dumber than the previous video. Like, at least if you're paying someone else's bond, there could be some distance between the person who is getting their bond paid for and the person who actually uh, took the credit card numbers. Here, everything is pointing to you. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Have given her a week to turn herself in, but they learned she has since fled the state. As Fox 5's Doug Evans reports, since her story hit the news, she wants a second chance to surrender.
Sonoy police tell me that 25-year-old Alifa Sumter wants a do-over when it comes to turning herself in. The internet has already dubbed the Whataburger worker one of the dumbest criminals after she allegedly used stolen credit card information from a drive-thru customer to pay her own court fine.
Now, let me ask you all, if you were law enforcement, would you be willing to let this young lady turn herself? She's already went on the lam. She's on the run. She's on the lam. She's out there. Would you actually allow her to turn herself in? Or would you just say, no, what? Nah, we just going to have an outstanding warrant for your arrest out there and you'll get picked up eventually. And when you do, you're going to have to come here and sit it down. What would you all do? Let me know in the comments.
Police say back in January, Sumter was working the drive-thru at this Noonan Whataburger. A customer reported to Sonoy police that his credit card information was used to pay $400 in fines at the Coweta County State Court Probation Office. Investigators say they simply searched whose fines got paid. They say it was Sumter, and her info revealed she worked at Whataburger. They asked the victim if he'd been to the burger joint. They say he said yes, he had, and he later picked her out of a lineup. Coweta County took out a warrant for probation violation. Sonoy police took out felony warrants for identity theft and credit card fraud.
She's actually screwed. So she already has a pending warrant for a probation violation, and now she has pending felony charges. So I just want to break down what's going to happen in this scenario. Just, we always got to talk law. It is what it is. We always got to talk shop here. We got to have these discussions. So essentially what's going to happen, she's currently on probation. That means that she probably is, I'm assuming it's probably supervised probation. So she has a probation officer. We know when you're on probation, it's not free to be on probation. You have to pay fees associated with the cost of being on probation because Uncle Sam got to get their money. Now, she has an underlying sentence for whatever the criminal offense that she pled guilty to get probation. So I don't know what it is. Let's say it was misdemeanor theft, for example. She had a misdemeanor theft, for example. She pled guilty. They gave her 1 year of supervised probation with a suspended sentence of 45 days. She's on probation. Now, she already has a probation violation. Now, I don't know expressly what they violated her for. It had to be something different besides these charges, because typically a probation officer can arrest a probationee and bring them back in court when they have pending charges. But most times you don't get screwed on probation until you actually plead guilty to the charges. So the fact that she actually ran from these charges, her probation officer, she probably has a probation violation for absconding. They probably can't find her because she went on a run because of these charges. So now she's looking at the felony charges. When she's found guilty or plead guilty to those, then they're going to use that as additional information and additional facts to support revoking her probation. So she's going to have the underlying sentence for whatever she pled guilty to get probation, plus the sentence from the new charges. Now, hopefully she gets a judge who like, you know what, we're going to run all of this stuff concurrent. So you'll do, let's say, for example, you get 1 year for the felonies. You got 45 days for the misdemeanor you're on probation for. You're going to just do 1 year. That 45 days is going to run at the same time as that 1 year. But she could get a judge who say, you know what, you were a douchebag because you were running and this crime was stupid. So, hey, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Your sentence is going to be consecutive. You got to do the 1 year for the felony in this example that we use. Plus, on the back end, the 45 days for the misdemeanor. So that's how this is going to play out legally. Let's go ahead and finish up the rest of the video.
Keep in mind, Sumter's probation was just for misdemeanor pot possession, so things have escalated significantly.
That's crazy. I said she got a misdemeanor pot possession. Like, she could have actually got that resolved favorably and been off of probation, but for her doing this. And I'm gonna just be honest, a lot of times general legal information, if a person is on probation and they're doing everything that they're supposed to do, it's only a misdemeanor pot violation. A lot of times, hey, you're working, you pay something on your fines, you've not failed any drug tests, the probation officer can vouch for you with all of the things that you've been doing satisfactory while on probation. A lot of judges will be willing to waive some of the fees and fines to give you a break if you meet them halfway.
Authorities gave her until Friday to turn herself in, but they say she didn't. On Monday, they learned she'd skipped the state. After her story appeared on Fox 5 and on social media, seemingly everywhere, police say she contacted them, asking to turn herself in on Wednesday.
She's taken quite a hammering on social media. She made a mistake. She's not an awful person, but obviously made a bad mistake, and hopefully she'll learn from it and move on. Am I confident she's going to turn herself in? No. But we'll see.
Police say they have good reason to be skeptical. But they say they also don't mind giving her another chance to do the right thing. In Sonoy, Doug Evans, Fox 5 News.
Okay, so you all let me know what you all think in the comments. Do you think they should give her another chance to turn herself in? Or right now, she is just eventually going to get picked up at some point in time when she's stopped by law enforcement and they're going to bring her in because she has outstanding warrants. Y'all let me know. Is the crime that this individual committed, is it more ridiculous than the first one we looked at, the one we examined on the channel about a year ago? Y'all let me know in the comments. As always, if you enjoyed that video, check out the content on the screen. There's going to be more content related to attorney reactions.